Hello, everyone. I'm Hannah.
I'm Jake.
This is Ask Hannah. Welcome, everyone. We're going to answer some of your questions that I got from Twitter and the Discord and all that, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah, and if you want to be featured on here, make sure to follow, myself at Papa Bird Jake and Hannah at Hannah Reloaded, because I also do the question thing sometimes. And then if you also just want to have it there in perpetuity, go to our Discord channel. There's a link in the description. And you can do that in the Ask Hannah and Jake section. There's also fan art and all sorts of other cool stuff in Discord. We never pimp that thing.
I'm sure.
And I don't know why. We have a pretty big community there. And it's pretty active, especially when either of us are streaming. Yeah, cool. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I had to adjust the position of something while we were going, so it probably was very distracting. But
Nah, who cares? Join the Discord is the gist of it. So, first question. This is from Caleb. Corn dogs or hot dogs, and with ketchup or mustard? There's a right answer to this, and I'm so worried you're gonna get this wrong.
I'm gonna go corn dog, and I'm gonna go. If I have to choose between ketchup and mustard, I'm going ketchup. However, I would also take some sort of dippy cheese.
I'll take this as a win. This is true. Look. We are red-blooded. Sure. We're red-blooded American Michiganders, okay? Coney dogs are ubiquitous here. It is a tradition. Much like the fabled Faygo Red Pop, Coney dogs. We were born with Coney sauce in the cradle. It just lays down in there. So I almost picked Coney dog, but goddamn a corn dog. Goddamn a corn dog is good.
Corn dogs actually sound like really good right now.
Yeah, right this second they sound
Who
super
sells corn
good.
dogs? Who can
No
I DoorDash for corn dogs?
Nobody. I don't. You could probably maybe they have frozen ones at Walgreens.
Culver's sells corn dogs, but they don't do DoorDash for some stupid reason.
I think it's because of the owner. And
I would think so too. I really feel like when I looked at DoorDash for Culver's, I thought to myself, because we used to work at Culver's again, like almost a decade ago. I feel like he probably thinks something along the lines of, "Oh, it won't be fresh, it won't be good."
Yeah, and it's a fad.
I don't get DoorDash because I want it hot and fresh. I want DoorDash because I'm a lazy fuck who doesn't want to leave my house. I'll heat it up if I have to, okay?
Right.
Bring me a corn dog now.
With mustard, but the cheesy sauce is definitely on the list, definitely. So, although I got to be honest, there's 2 times I love ketchup, and I'm usually not. I don't really fuck with it that much. I don't know why. I think it's because it's a little sweet. Corn dogs is one of them, and the other one is really shitty chicky nugs, like the one where it's mulched on the inside, not like a good one, and worse than McDonald's, like breaded, like school lunch.
Okay.
For some reason, I love ketchup on those. Or the chicken patties, I get, which is the same thing, just bigger, that we used to get at school, where it's just I don't know, it has like layers of pull apart chicken in it. It's strange.
Now I want boneless chicken wings for some reason. I mean, not for some reason, it's related, but now I want to get maybe B-dubs for dinner.
it's almost 5, and
I haven't
have you eaten it all today?
No.
Yeah, and right before this, I had a pita with a little bit of peanut butter in it because I'm eating later. So, yeah, I'm pretty hungry. Not as hungry as you though.
Yeah,
I can tell because you keep bringing up different things to order. All right, so that's the answer, and it's the only correct answer. If you have a different answer, you're wrong. That's how this works. Next up, Dungeon Mommy Zoe Rose, who, by the way, I don't know if this is still on, but Zoe in the past had made a pixel version of the Cobby mascot that I use on my streams. And if you just look at this at right now that's on the screen, if you go to her Twitter, because she designed it, I told her that she could sell shirts of the mascot, the Pixel Cobby, nice. And the funds are going towards her transition. So if you want to do that, it's pretty cool. Plus you get some merch. So and it doesn't, none of it goes to me. It's she made the Teespring. So, and she asked, Which book has been the most frustrating to get through? The Bible, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, or Dave Rubin? Wow, that is an interesting question.
I have an answer
Hmm.
for. I have a definitive
Yeah.
answer for me. I don't know about you.
Definitive answer. Go for it.
Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson specifically because, well, Dave Rubin is bad. Dave Rubin is terrible. But at least it's like he's succinct. He's unfunny, but he's succinct, and he says what he wants to say.
He
And
also has
no-
about a fourth grade writing, so it's
Sure.
not like hard to parse because he doesn't try to be an intellectual.
But Jordan Peterson just, oh my god, the way he writes, if you've never actually read a Jordan Peterson book, if it looks like I'm trying to let the cat up. She's like meowing like she wants to come up, but she's like not doing it, so I don't know
Well.
what you... Anyway, Jordan Peterson writes and repeats himself constantly, and he goes on these long, like, poetic, just whole paragraphs of nonsense. It's
Nobody
honestly,
jacks off into their own mouth more than Jordan Peterson.
if
when he's
his
writing.
book took out all the superfluous shit,
Mhm.
it would be a pamphlet. It
Yeah.
would be a pamphlet.
Yeah, 100%. I will agree with that. I actually have not been frustrated at our progress with the Bible. Sometimes we take some breaks from it because it's just like boring or something, but I actually kind of dig it from time to time. Like sometimes it's just shit, but it's I always have like fun when we get to talk about it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a cool. We have a cool gig in general, but like Jordan Peterson was like we would like text each other and we'd read it and we'd groan. Like we'd just be like, oh, and we'd have a good time recording, but not a good time prepping to record. Definitely a trudge. I'm not super looking forward to 12 more rules for life, but also I am because I love making his fans mad because I'm petty, and that's fine. But like, and by the way, I think that's one of the best decisions we ever made. Not for views or anything like that. We purged a lot of shit from our fan base, and that was super good for everybody involved.
I agree.
Like, oh man, what a good decision. Even though hardly a hard decision, he's a terrible Christian grifter.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea why you'd be a fan of this show and then end up with Jordan Peterson. Anyway, well, because you weren't capable of actual critical thinking, you were right about one question, and thought yourself an intellectual. Surprise. Not being an atheist doesn't make you smart. So, yeah, definitely, I totally agree with you, Jordan Peterson. Here's a question though, sort of a secondary to this. Do you think this book is going to be more or less frustrating? Just off the idea of what he already said. Like, can it get more bad? And consider that he was in a coma with the benzo thing happening. And have you heard him speak since?
A little bit. He sounds rough. I assume
It does sound rough.
I assume the book was written prior to that. But,
yeah, but I'm worried if he's like going back for last revisions and then putting it out. I don't know.
Okay. Honestly, I'm gonna give a boring answer. It'd be fun if I could say like, oh, I think it's gonna be super extreme, and he's gonna be even.
It could be shitty.
I think he said what he had to say in the
It's
first
Ready
book,
Player 2.
and I think he's gonna. I think at this point he's like, well, the first one sold really well, and I have a lot of medical bills from my Russian coma, so I should probably.
This is exactly my take. I agree with you. I think it's a grifty thing. I don't think he actually has more to say.
Who knows, though? Who knows?
I hope he does. Boy, would I love to be surprised if he has some spicy takes, but I think it's going to retread some stuff, personally. Yeah. Anyway, but we're going to be doing it. Comes out in March?
Yeah, around March.
Looking forward to it. Harvey Manfred Senden asks Hannah, if you could make any one supernatural thing, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, etc., be verifiably real through scientific means, what would it be and why? Is this going to be a sex thing?
Why do you think it's going to be a sex thing?
Because whenever you and Sarah talk, that's my girlfriend. Whenever you and Sarah talk about things like this, it ends up being like, I want to fuck a monster boy. So,
okay,
I mean,
I don't want to fuck Bigfoot. I don't want to fuck Bigfoot.
Well, supernatural thing could be a monster boy. I don't know.
I hadn't even considered the monster.
Wow. Okay. I've Pandora's box this shit.
Okay.
Go back with what you were gonna say, and then if you want to add the addendum of monster boys, if that would change your answer or whatever, just other stuff.
Let me put
like
on
that.
my thinking horns.
That's what those are for. That's true. I should have gotten a white monster for this question.
Tieflings are pretty.
I thought you might say
pretty
something like that.
Darn attractive.
Yeah, thought you might be there.
If this is, let's say this catches me on a real weird day, and I'm like, I don't care about the moral implications of anything. I am doing this because horny on Maine, probably tieflings. However,
okay. However, if we're just going with other canon,
assuming it's not a coom brain based decision,
okay,
I would say aliens was on the list. I don't think aliens really count as supernatural as much as they are like, you know.
I think they're considered supernatural now because they are talked about in the same vein as Bigfoot. But again, they wouldn't be super. If any of these existed, they wouldn't be supernatural.
Sure,
yes,
that's true. I would say aliens because it would be nice to know that there's other living things in the universe that are intelligent and we aren't it. It would be very great.
And we aren't the intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good answer. I think aliens is probably close. I think ghost has horrifying implications, so I wouldn't want that to be real.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's fine, but I wouldn't be like that. Doesn't break my brain. Like no. I'd be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
If Bigfoot was discovered tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, another hominid species. I'd be like, that's amazing that there's another hominid species that still exists concurrent with us. But like, it wouldn't shake the foundations of anything I believe in particular.
Right.
It would just be like, oh, you know.
I think aliens would change the world, and I don't mean like they would necessarily actively change the world, like with their thoughts or like their they wouldn't affect the change. It would cause the populace to change just by their existence. And I don't know if that'd be good or bad necessarily. I think America would shoot at them immediately. So I don't know. I don't know if that would necessarily be a good thing. But yeah, I think aliens is a really good answer. God, I don't really have a coon brain take on this though.
Jake, you gotta want to fuck more monsters. Monster
for
you, monster girls and monster boys.
Well, I mean, so. I guess I didn't think monster boys in this scenario. Trying to think of any. I don't know. You know what would be cool, but not for the reasons that Westworld thinks it's cool, is Westworld robots. Not because you can basically have slaves, but like. Just because I kind of like the idea of artificial intelligence that lives on that level and kind of like their perspectives and like, I don't know. I just think that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
I think that'd be fucking cool. And then I'll throw a bone for Sarah and say the monster from, what's that fish, that hot fish guy? Something about water.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. I'll throw a bone and say like Shape of Water, coon brain take. You're welcome. That's it. I don't know. There's probably. I really want to know what everybody else thinks though. I think we'd find out a lot about our audience, and I think a lot of it would have to be like, I just want to hold on to those horns while they fuck me to death. Like, yeah. So I mean, like, go for it. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be hard to do. You'd have to.
Well. It depends on, not for a bottom. It's
tough,
yeah, not for a top. We have different energies going on. Next up is Megara, Megara, maybe, I don't know. Who do you think is going to win, Godzilla or King Kong? What a terrible question. Terrible question.
I have two answers for this question, and no,
Both
it's not
are Godzilla.
Okay. How the movie's actually going to do it is going to be to do the thing every Versus movie does is, there's a couple skirmishes where one kind of wins one, and then they team up to fight something, because you can't ever definitively answer this shit for some reason. But it's
not even close.
King Kong should not be able to fight Godzilla. King Kong is just a normal... It's just a normal, and yes, I saw Skull Island. I know it's slightly different there, but I don't care. I don't like this current like Godzilla verse they got going on. I think it's terrible.
They did make him a lot bigger.
They made him way bigger, but he's still just like supposed to be a big monkey. He's a big ape.
Is the idea he uses tools and shit? Maybe
I don't know. But then Godzilla literally has nuclear fire breath. If I shoot a flamethrower at a monkey, it dies. Yeah. I don't know from experience, but I know enough about fire and monkeys to know that you shouldn't set them on fire.
Absolutely. Like special beam cannon right through the chest, like Goku and whatever his brother was. Like it's gonna go right through his chest. It's like it's not even close. Not even close.
And they're probably gonna
And
do something stupid too, where like I don't know if they're gonna fight in New York, but King Kong's way bigger in this.
yeah,
So are
they're
they gonna
fight-
have giant King Kong like hanging off the Empire State Building, but he's like clearly way too big and should be toppling it over, but you gotta do
Yeah.
that because it's King Kong?
You know what'd be way cooler is if you joined. I mean, King Kong can stick around. King Kong is. I don't know why Americans think King Kong has ever been cool. It's always shit. Godzilla is clearly the coolest kaiju.
The original King Kong was a special effects powerhouse, and it helped pioneer stuff like rear projection and a bunch of other
Okay.
special effects techniques.
Yeah, and Citizen Kane also did that, but we don't fucking put him in a megaverse, okay? Like unless King Kong wants to ride around on Rosebud, but which would be rad. But the Pacific Rim universe fighting kaiju's and these like being kind of like like the Magnetos of those universes, where it's like we know this big kaiju, it's Godzilla or Gojira or whatever, and then sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but like I don't know, I think that'd be kind of cool. See humans in those big mechs trying to fight alongside. That'd be kind of fun because the Pacific Rim movies are like the best shitty movies I've ever seen.
I haven't seen
Isn't
the
that weird?
second one. I heard it was
It's
bad,
pretty
but I
fun.
liked the first
It's
one.
fun. The first one's way better, but like, yeah, I think that'd be okay. But yeah, King Kong is trash. King Kong's always been trash. Next up,
Godzilla's king of the monsters. King Kong got killed by 1920s biplanes.
Yeah. Floppy Fish asks, "That is that the dead alien from Men in Black?" Can't tell. Anyway, whatever Floppy Fish has got going on. What's your worst case scenario for tomorrow's Trump rally, and what do you think will actually happen? So it is the 5th of January, 2021 right now as we record this. Tomorrow is the runoff election thing, and he's going to do a rally. The worst case scenario? Oh boy, don't.
Tomorrow is when they certify the votes in Washington D.C. and they're doing a big rally there. Which is what you said, but I just wanted to be clear why they're doing the rally tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna regret doing this question because no matter what, I'm gonna be wrong, and this is gonna come out after that happens anyway,
Right.
and I'm gonna look stupid. So bear in mind, I'm aware that this is complete speculation. I'm probably gonna be wrong entirely.
Well, this is worst case scenario. It's
Sure.
still speculation either way.
Okay, worst case scenario. I'll do a worst, a best, and what I think is probably going to happen.
Okay.
Worst case scenario. Legitimately, a bunch of Proud Boy and crazy Trump supporters freak out, have concealed firearms, even though they're not supposed to in Washington, D.C., and they'll hurt people. I don't think they'll accomplish anything, but they would have the ability to hurt some people, and that would be really, really, really messed up. At minimum, maybe destroy some property and do some other stuff.
Sure.
Best case scenario, they're just gonna impotently shuffle back to their hotels and just be like, oh, Joe Biden's gonna be the president, and that's the end of it. What I think is really gonna happen is probably somewhere in between. I don't necessarily think anyone's gonna get, like, shot or anything, though there's a possibility, or, like, a car getting driven into someone is a possibility. But, like,
Yeah.
more likely, I think it'll be like the last Trump rally in Washington, D.C. Some people will probably get knifed or something, like last time. I'm sure they'll if there's any, like, Black Lives Matter signs or anything, they'll probably try and destroy them. There'll be fights. There'll be some stuff, but nothing to write home about in regard to, like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll probably just be shitty.
Yeah.
But
That's
who
pretty much
knows?
what I expect is shittiness. I don't think it'll be particularly shitty. It has the potential to be, but I think a lot of the members of the Proud Boys are how do I put this super not inflammatory? I think there are a group of like jock alpha boys in the Proud Boys that do a lot of the things, and then there's a bunch of the less than that's following their friend Kyle around, and like yeah, fuck you, that kind of guy in the back. I think most Proud Boys are the yeah, fuck you guys. There's also a lot of ladies there that I don't know. I watched a video the other day on stream, and I told you about this before. Those cops were like, hey, fucking leave, and they're like, fuck you, fuck cops. And so now they're ACAB, and they stepped on their Blue Lives Matter flag and their Thin Blue Line flags. They were going to set it on fire, and then they dropped it in the puddle and tried to light it on fire, and it didn't work. It was hilarious. Because water. And so yeah, what I think is going to be a combination of impotent rage and a few outbursts of violence. But I don't think cops like the Proud Boys. They make their job really hard. It was weird to watch the cops interact with them because there were Black Lives Matter people yelling and stuff, but the Proud Boys were being they were armed and in body armor and shit and LARPing as some sort of special forces, and clearly the police were more worried about that situation. It was funny. Also, though, fuck the police, because they were also tear gassing those people, and that's not cool. Even if they are Proud Boys, not super big fan of using things that are banned by the Geneva Conventions on them. So yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm not happy that we're agreeing so much.
Maybe this segment will age really, really poorly. Maybe a national tragedy has happened, and
wow, are we hoping for that? For the spice?
No. Far from it. I'm just saying it's going to be real bad if we look back on this video and we're like, oh, shit. Oh,
we didn't see that coming. Well, maybe. We'll see. Hopefully everything is fine. Viewer watching this, was it fine? Hope so. All right. Next question. Sing it to death. Dearest Hannah, how has quarantine been treating you? Are you at all excited for the world to allow you to explore it once more, only to tell it to fuck off?
I do enjoy staying home a lot, and that's a running joke on the show, because, it's mostly true. I'm an introvert for the most part, despite me, on stream and stuff. You probably wouldn't expect that, because I can be reserved, but I can also be very loud. So some people might not understand that I like to stay inside a lot.
I don't know that you're an introvert more than you are a recluse.
Sure.
Because you definitely feel better when you interact with human beings.
I need it in short bursts, though.
Well, yeah, but
I can't.
Well, sure, but an introvert, you feel better when you don't talk to anybody all the time. I think you might be a switch. There you go.
But I am excited for once vaccines get distributed and we're not dealing with this so much. I am glad I'm going to be able to go out and do stuff more, get to hang out with you guys, get to, go out to maybe some movies and
I don't even really like
especially
the
I've been
theater that
dressing,
much. Yeah.
feminine more. I'm sure I'm going to have to deal with some shitheads in Saginaw, but, nonetheless, it's something that I'll feel better doing.
It's so weird. Maybe it's because I'm just not trash, but I mean, I think you're doing a very successful job, and I wouldn't necessarily be like that's a transition. Maybe it's because I see you every day. I don't know.
I'll feel
I could be incredibly biased.
I have electrolysis again Friday. I took the holidays off from electrolysis, but they hadn't been able to get to my upper lip for a while because of COVID restrictions. I had to keep my mask on during the... But, oh man, when I can get rid of this... Because even on camera, you can see it's, way darker. Some of it's a shadow, but some of it's certainly... I have really, really dark upper lip facial hair. So once that's permanently gone, I will feel so much better.
Yeah.
People have already, even in fairness, when I've gone out a couple times, even when I'm wearing, relatively gender neutral stuff, just a t-shirt, not even a t-shirt that's a women's cut. I've been, called ma'am and stuff. So,
yeah.
Although the mask helps. I think the mask helps. Can we just keep masks going forever? I don't like people seeing my face.
Masks are probably going to be a thing for quite some time. I've also had a good quarantine, but I'm fortunate enough to work at home and not have. Although I didn't the whole quarantine. To be fair, I picked up a postal gig for a little bit because I hate myself, and
that was the worst time for you to get a job at the post office.
Right. I just wanted health care for my people, no, it was and then right when that happened, it got terrible. I was like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna do that then. And then I hurt my back really bad, and it's been a big problem. But other than that, I think it's been okay. Sarah and I like to do what we call go on adventures, where we'll just drive in a direction and see what happens, which is fun, and I'm very privileged to be able to do that. We don't usually go and spend a lot of money, but I have a car, and Michigan's got a lot of stuff going on, so sometimes you just end up at a beach, and it's pretty cool. And we were doing that a lot. We don't do it so much in the wintertime, so it's not that big a deal now. But this last summer felt a little wasted. We were able to still go on vacation, but it was like a private beach, and like a lot of stuff was sort of closed, and you had to wear masks everywhere. But luckily, we went to a place with pretty low population, so it was fun. But hopefully, everybody else had a pretty decent quarantine. It's been a fucking long time, and we're not done. We're still going, but vaccinations are on the way. We're doing it, so hopefully that continues. And Michigan's, we do okay. We have a decent governor that believes in science. So, Wing Working Class Nugget asks, if you could know the second you will die, would you?
Yes, for sure. Nothing else would ever worry me. Nothing else would ever... I'd just be like, okay, I got however many years or months or hopefully not days left.
You worry about dying?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
That's weird to me.
And just I am afraid of dying so often.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I wouldn't. Because it's just like I feel like I'd be paralyzed with like, what do I want to do when time is ticking away, and then I would waste that time.
I guess I have the opposite
But
problem.
maybe I'd waste the time anyway.
Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I really need to work on this thing, and then I'm like, well, but what if I die? Then it would just be wasted time, which isn't rational. I recognize that's not rational.
That's the opposite of how. Yeah, that's like the direct opposite of wasting time. I don't know. I think the concept of wasting time, I guess, is kind of stupid. If you're happier doing the thing you're doing, it might be the best use of your time, I suppose.
Sure.
But feeling bad for not doing that might be the waste of time. I don't know. That's an interesting conversation to have in general, just from a philosophical standpoint. Can you waste time? It comes from a pretty capitalistic mindset, I believe, so, which is fascinating.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would. Maybe I would. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm a slut for information. Like, I really want to know stuff. But also, like, that specific thing, I'd waste all the time deciding whether I wanted to or not, and then I would just die. That's probably what would happen. Anyway, last question. Samantha, wear a mask for fuck's sake. What are you hoping your audience takes away from watching your content, i.e. be better informed about politics, finding community, new memes, critical thinking skills, etc.? What are you most proud of about your channel and or the Hannah and Jake channel? It's a good question. You can answer all of those.
In terms of takeaway, I'd say probably like, hey, it's great to have fun and it's great to learn things, but also try not to be a dick to other people for like no reason. It's okay to kind of be a dick to people who deserve it. When I say deserve it, I mean like hateful people, right?
Yeah, bigots.
And like stand up to that. But like other than that, just try and be chill with people. Try and be nice.
Don't punch down.
Be understanding of others. And yeah, I don't know. Stuff like that. Also, listening to experts. That's a good thing to do. Listen to experts.
I think, although we've been edgy before, I don't think we have ever violated that general notion. I don't think have we been shitty to someone that genuinely didn't deserve it?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure at some point. I can't remember
Yeah, but I mean,
specifically, but
I can't remember either because we're usually picking on people that prey on others because we're usually picking on people that prey on others through religion or politics,
yeah.
and that's kind of our focus. So it may have happened. We've probably made jokes at someone's expense that probably shouldn't have been made jokes.
Sure.
But I mean, like actually going after someone as a focus, I don't think that's ever happened. So,
Okay.
but life is about learning, and we were very young when we started this, and we have matured in our age, and although we are still stupid. We are every day becoming a little less stupid. What are you most proud of about your stream and the channel in general? What do you think?
This is gonna be a personal answer because I think we've talked about like, oh, what video series do you like the most
Sure.
that you've done or whatever, which is probably the movie reviews. I love a lot of those movie reviews. I think they're
Yeah,
great.
probably.
But I'm gonna say personal. I'm proud of the fact that this could have gone so badly in terms of like, you and I have been working together for 10 years, and we could have like destroyed our friendship at some point over some stupid argument.
Yeah, I guess.
We never have. We
No, we
never
haven't.
have. I remember when you and I initially were like gonna move in together as roommates because I wanted to get away from my parents because of how toxic they tend to be. And I remember them saying like, you guys aren't gonna be friends in like 6 months because you're gonna hate each other. And we moved in and we've been doing this job together for almost a decade. And nah, we're still
Yeah,
really good friends. So
yeah. I think it's because we're we don't have like conservative notions, and I don't mean that from like a necessarily political standpoint, but there's bend not break
sure.
going on, like as
Like
far
we
as
disagree with each other, and I'm sure
not
like
very often, but it's usually stupid stuff like pop culture shit. But like,
sure.
yeah, and I'd say there's, I don't know, there's not much to dislike. I guess I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. I agree. I think part of the thing I'm proud of most is the fact that I guess to not double down your answer, because I definitely agree. I like the fact that it's still fun to talk to each other,
Yeah.
which is not something that I think most people can say. It takes and some people say they're inspired by our friendship, which is interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, it's not like you're not terribly hard to have fun around. You are hard to contact from time to time, but you're not hard to talk to or anything. Like, you're a very good person. So I think the thing I'm most proud of as far as that is that we went through a period of time where it would have been very lucrative for us to be shitty people. And we literally had conversations about this. Like, while this was happening, we were both like, I don't fucking care about this Gamergate shit. I don't care about this feminism, like video takedown SJW thing. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Maybe we should have dealt with it, obviously, in the way we deal with it now, but we didn't, we weren't armed with what we needed to know at the time to take an action in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we came out of it on the other side, like better people. Like, instead, you know what I mean? Like, I think we definitely, I don't know that I'm wondering if we learned any, I think we learned from not engaging with the more and then having it come up after, because we just wanted to, I don't know, drama shit is like fucking dumb. I like politics. We've always been in politics, but I also like that our focus has shifted a little bit, like just to a more egalitarian sort of mindset. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
What do you guys like? Besides those two answers, is there anything else that you think is like actually like, I don't know. You don't have to like suckle us necessarily. This is an appreciation. Like, maybe about yourself. Maybe something that you've since we've started, and now that you're here, whether you've been with us for a month or 10 years. I don't know. What are you most proud of? What's going on there? Oh, I didn't answer the audience takeaway. I hope you take away how to think better, because a lot of people don't think with much nuance for some reason. It's usually like you hear the answer and you go, okay, that's intuitive. That's the answer now, without like asking the why, like the systemic questions. Like, learning how to learn is kind of like and I don't think we do a good job of explaining how to learn. I just think like, hopefully you by osmosis or something, see how our skepticism works and hopefully apply that elsewhere. And to us as well. It applies to us. So you skeptical of us, in a way, and I don't mean like how Sargon or Akkad means skeptical. I mean like how actual critically thinking people mean skeptical. Skeptical doesn't mean just running against the grain of whatever is true. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm happy that and I'm proud of you for all the things that you've done.
Thank you.
Because you are now much more honest, as you can tell by the fact that you love a cat.
Yeah, I used to be very emotionally constipated.
Yeah, that's okay though. It's not your fault necessarily.
Sure, I had a lot of stuff that I was holding in and dealing with, but
Yeah,
I just
that's
feel a
good,
lot
though.
better in general, so that's good.
All right, so that's the end of that. That's all of it. So if you'd like to, next one's going to be mine. So if you want to go to the Discord, again, the link's down there, and you can ask questions towards both of us because we'll mine it. We go back and we look through them, but mine's up next. If you have anything on mine, I'll also probably ask on Twitter, and so follow us on those. And check out our Twitch channels if you want even more interaction. If you like this kind of thing, you can do this in real time with us. Sometimes for free. Sometimes we just talk to you for free. Oftentimes we talk to you for free. It's not like we have, thousands of people in there. We're in the hundreds though, so that's a good time. And come hang out with us on the Twitch. You'd very much enjoy. If this is something you enjoy, if you look forward to the asks or the Jake reads or whatever, Twitch is like that live.
Yeah,
all the time. It's super fun. I have a really good time with it. We have a really fantastic community there as well. If you're looking for, especially LGBTQ people, it just seems to be a big lattice of support and friendship. And there's lots of people that, hey, if Tinder's not working out for you for some reason, our Discord and communities are rife with people exchanging bodily fluids. It is.
Is that true?
People fuck. Yeah. Not only that, I mean, they have like long-term relationships and stuff too. But I mean, like, hey, just saying.
Okay.
And then, yeah, like Jerf. You're familiar? Jerf sends us a bunch of stuff all the time. He's fantastic. And they're in a relationship with Defeater, and they make a cute couple, big burly bearded couple that drinks whiskey. It's very adorable.
In
Stuff like
fairness,
that.
Technically, I met Baja through the community
Right,
too.
that's
She
what
was
I'm saying.
watching the show.
I guess technically I met Sarah through the community, but I didn't really know that at the time. It was just sort of a mutual on Twitter, but yeah, that's kind of how it works. So it's basically just a Mobius strip of all of us.
How long have you two been together now?
What year is it? 2021. This will be our 4th anniversary.
God damn.
This year, like in July.
Good for you guys. I remember when I was suspecting you were dating someone, and did I even tell you? I was like,
yeah, you sussed it.
You were liking or responding a lot to Sarah's tweets in like a way that, I don't know, I was sus, and then I started investigating her Twitter, and I was like, who is this person who is dating Jake?
Yeah, I remember that.
Can I just say, maybe this is, I am so glad that, like,
she's cool.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily have anything against previous people that you were with, but like,
no, I think I agree.
Sarah's like a really cool person.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we all get along and can hang out. And yeah,
I agree. I feel the same way about Baja. It's
yeah.
Boy, is that night and day. Not to be mean, but oh man. Yeah. I can't imagine the other person's.
It's actually a situation where I'm like, Baja, you should come play D&D, and you will participate, and it'll be fun. That's so mean. I shouldn't.
Look, it's not really being mean. I don't know how you can be in a room with the two of us and not engage. We are too effervescent, especially together.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Anyway. That's over now, and I hope everyone is doing fine on that side of the relationship. Yeah. Anyway, good times. We've grown a lot.
Yeah, we have.
That's good.
Hopefully the
And-
next decade will be full of more positive growth.
Oh, we're gonna get bionic arms. It's gonna be fucking rad.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Can they take my eyes out and give me robot eyes?
I really thought you were gonna go with like robot vagina or something, but nope. Eyes? Your eyes are fine.
I'm already getting normal bottom surgery for that.
You just want normal bottom. You don't want
I
a
don't need
special
a
robot
bionic-
one.
I don't need a bionic.
It'd be like one of those
cervix or
really high end fleshlights that like.
That wouldn't even make sense for me.
It wouldn't.
Like, what am I gonna say? Like, oh, Baja.
Wait, maybe the outside
you like
vibrates.
that on the thing that's not actually attached to your body via nerves.
Yeah. I don't know either. I'm very straight.
Or it's just like to weird her out with her fingers. I've been talking too much about my sex life. I need to.
The vagina fucks back. All right, now we can stop. Hey, it's your job to make this stop.
This is over. Forget everything that we said in the last 10 minutes. It's irrelevant.
You're recording, not me, so it ends when it ends.
It's over, right?